now we got this next video by Captain, what was his name, Glack, I think that's how you say it. Normally I don't really react to I don't ever react to people's content. I normally just watch it off stream, but with this one, it's like I started watching a little bit of it and I kind of got the urge, like I kind of want to do a reaction to this because I want to like give my thoughts and opinions on some of the shit that he says in the video too. So that's the whole reason why I'm doing it. Like I said, I don't never react to these kind of videos of like other people's content. It's my first time ever doing it. I just wanted to try something that I never did before, which is what I'm doing now. So here we are. But this seemed like a really good video, so I wanted to just get my thoughts on some of the stuff that he says. So we're gonna do a little reaction to his video. Then I think it's on somebody else's video that we're gonna do another reaction on too.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I think we can all agree that Grand Theft Auto Online...
Plus, on top of that, this is something that I could definitely talk about because I've been playing Grand Theft Auto. I've had Grand Theft Auto since like 2013. I've been playing it off and on since like 2017, 18. So, and I was playing it for like almost 3 years straight, from 2013 to like 2016. I got quite a bit of knowledge in this game. So I figured I'd go ahead and react to something that I could really talk about.
Despite its many flaws, has delivered on the promise of a standalone online GTA game. Rockstar never expected the mode to blow up in the way that it did. I don't think anybody did. And once they realized that the Shark Hub money was piling up, they doubled down, cancelling all story mode DLC to focus purely on making content for online.
And that was one of the worst things that they did. Because they really could have gave us they really could have gave us single player content. The single player content in 4 was good. It was really good. Some of the best, like Battle of Gay Tony was one of the best DLCs. Like they really could have gave us some single player content. Instead, once they started seeing how much money they were making just off online only, it's like, bro, like y'all really could have gave us something. So hopefully I'm hoping and praying they don't make the same mistake with 6. Like, please give us some single player content. We want it. Start listening to the community. We want that kind of content. We want some single player DLC, bro.
Getting bigger and better with each update, and most of them introduce new problems in one way or another. In this video, I'd like to have a longer conversation about the potential for the new GTA Online, and how it can honestly go both ways at this point.
Talk to me.
Online came out 1 month after the game launched to an immediate rush of players.
Well, I don't think it was 1 month. The online came out, I think, 2 to 3 weeks after launch. They allowed us to play the we played the single player for like 2 to 3 weeks before the online came out. And then when the online came out, oh my god, it was a mess. Jesus Christ, it was damn near unplayable. Like, I remember the first day I tried to play the game. I couldn't play the game the first day. I couldn't even load into the city. It was just I would get stuck in the character customization, or it would load me in to the game where I could customize the character, everything. I customized it, be on the plane, get into the city, and I lag out, and I have to do it all over again. It was a mess. It was a mess.
Most people couldn't play at all, myself included. The game was also pretty basic, with not much to do at all. Heists were promised from the start, but took around 1.5 years to actually come to the game.
Well, it didn't take 1.5 years. It took like at least 2.5 years. Because the game came out in like September 2013. We didn't get heists until like June of 2016. So it took like 2.5 years for it to come out. But it still took an incredibly long time.
Until then, most of us were doing missions, either the Los Santos Connection or Rooftop Rumble.
Rooftop Rumble? I was spamming that one.
And finally it sits in its current state, nerfed into oblivion and literally not worth
it. It was not worth it once they brung down the amount of money you make.
Stealing and selling the most expensive cars possible.
Rooftop Rumble was that.
The Baller and the Oracle come to mind.
Man, was
and
that
they gave you like 8 or 9 grand each. Racing was also a decent.
Rooftop Rumble gave you about like, what was it? I think it was Rooftop Rumble that gave you like what, 20 to 25k amount. Same with the other one that he named. They both gave like 25k each time you did it. So you could make money just farming those missions, and I was one of the people that was farming those missions for sure.
Decent way to make some money, and most importantly, it was fun. Fast forward to 2024, and there are near countless things to do in the game, as well as a ridiculous amount of vehicles. However, it's built on the bones of the original 2013 experience, and the cracks have been showing for years.
That is true.
Upon launch, free roam was basically just that. There wasn't a whole bunch to do other than drive around and rob stores. You could also steal cars for Simeon, something he still asked
something he still bothered you about.
The game changed pretty drastically.
Yeah, back when the online came out, we had free mode. It really wasn't much to do besides like they gave us a bunch of missions, but they were kind of all like basically the same. Even though I appreciate the fact that they gave us missions to do, and it's definitely way more missions than they gave us in Red Dead. That's for sure. Red Dead Online, that's for sure. But it was basically like you was basically almost doing the same thing over and over again. So it was pretty bare bones. There wasn't too much to do. Most of the fun that you had in online in 2013-14 was mainly just the fun that you made up. Like I had so much fun with friends when I was playing this game back then. So it was like a lot of stuff that we were just doing, messing around with each other and just like getting into crazy gunfights with other players. That was really the fun part and what made me get on the game all the time. But the missions, I could definitely say after like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you would get bored of the game if it was in that same current state right now. Well, not current state, but if it was in the same state as 2013 right now, you would probably get bored of the game pretty quickly.
People were for the first time earning a lot of money. At the same time, this was the first
update
that didn't bring any new vehicles to story mode, marking the beginning of the end for single-player support. When the game was ported to Xbox One and PS4, some more DLC cars were added to both the internet and the streets.
You can't buy any of the DLC cars in the store.
Coming to GTA would stay locked to online, and there would be a lot of vehicles added. The Doomsday Casino and Cayo Perico heists were added later, as well as a seemingly endless amount of businesses and other ventures. Offices, agencies, underground bunkers, underground ex-government facilities, etc. I don't much like the vibe that the game has taken on. You are a businessman who steals cars and shoots people, not your average criminal. I feel like there's too much going on, and the DLCs feel kind of incoherent. 1 minute you're infiltrating a private island against a private militia in your own personal submarine, and the next you're working in your auto shop, customizing and delivering customer vehicles. And then you're back to literally saving the world.
Yeah, the storyline just didn't make sense. like the whole, like the DLCs, like one heist after another, it just doesn't make sense. 1 minute you're doing some like basically like you're robbing a whole island, you're a whole private island, then you're saving the world and flying cars and flying bikes, and it's just like it doesn't really go well together. It doesn't.
Your character. There's no role-playing in GTA Online. You can't pick and choose a path to take. You just kind of had to do whatever the latest.
They need to add that in 6.
Role-playing. All about Red Dead Online, but at least your character felt a little more unique. You can pick a career path and role-play as your own
career paths on.
It's just more immersive.
You say 6 online would definitely be good.
More than 10 years now.
I feel like we need that.
The biggest reason why the game is the way it is. Longevity is key to any live service game, and that requires a lot of fresh content. The longer the game is out, the longer you've been exploring the same map. You need something new coming out all the time to keep interest. But part of that problem is that GTA Online is really 2 separate games. It's 2013 GTA Online and modern GTA Online. 2013 Online are your classic missions for your Martin Madrazos and your Simeons, races, survival modes, things like that. I would even count the original heists as part of this too. 99% of the...
That's another thing too. It's just like back then, like, you had the missions, you had death matches, you had races, which is I did, like I said, most of the stuff that I did was really just like missions and races. I did a lot of races, like a lot. I was doing a lot of races back then because there was another way to make money, and to me the races were easy. They were like very like street, just racing on a street in a whole like and just like a whole path where maybe it'd be like a sprint race, circuit race. But it was to me, it was pretty fun. I got to a point where I just knew the races like the back of my hand because I kept doing them all the time. But it was definitely fun back then. It was definitely fun to do back then. It was definitely fun to do, and a good way to make money, in my opinion.
The content would pull you out of free roam and into a separate instance.
Yeah, that was good.
GTA Online is CEO businesses and biker businesses, as well as the modern heist from...
I would say the bike, if I had to choose what business in GTA Online right now is the most useless one, it would definitely be the bike. The bike is literally only for if you want to just call your oppressor. And that's really it. Other than that, there's nothing going with the bike business anymore besides literally just that. That's, to me, that's one of the most useless ones. But nah, the original heist coming out, like when that came out, a lot of people started playing the game back then. It was like a really good update. It gave us something to do for like what, I think like 5 heists they had. I think they said that on the older gen versions they had 6. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but we had at least like 5 that we can do. It forced everybody who was playing the heist to do something, which is good, instead of people just sitting around and waiting for one person to do something the whole time. So the heist was very fun. I never got a chance to do the all of the heists without dying, because my friends would always end up dying if it would come down to like killing themselves, crashing a vehicle and it blowing up. Like, some, it always has something to do with explosives. I can't contain them when it comes to explosives. It's always one of them throwing explosives and dying. So I was never able to do it, but I would have liked them and they would do it, because I know that's like 10 mil, and plus the heists were like good money too. That became the way to make money back then also.
From Doomsday onwards, most content here, besides the actual heist of course, is in free roam. These two exist in the same world, but there's a hard line between old and new. That more subdued side of online has largely been forgotten. You won't catch someone playing The Commute for money, and it's a shame that they're not viable. It's more of a boots on the ground GTA experience, whereas the modern online is just something else. I would just appreciate some more direction for GTA 6's online. Rockstar understands, like we do, that this is going to be a huge moneymaker. The new GTA Online will most likely come out a month or 2 after 6, just like it did for 5. Enough time for people to get their bearings on the map and the mechanics. But what I would like is different paths for my character to take. I want to have more control over my character's life, and not just tread the path of whatever Rockstar decides. For example, Red Dead Online let you choose a few different paths. You could be a hunter, or a collector, or you can just be an outlaw. I didn't play much Red Dead Online. It didn't get the content. I'm sorry, Red Dead Online fans. There's more to that.
Red Dead Online dropped the ball when it came out. Their economy was ass. The missions, we had what? Like, it came out with like what, 7 missions? And then when you first play the mission, you get the maximum amount of money. Then anytime you replayed those missions, it gave you so little money. You go from getting $70 in one mission to doing it, well, and if you do one mission, you get $70 the first time, and then literally $10 every other time that you do that same mission. Like, bro, then the guns were overly priced. Like, that game is just, oh my, it was so, it's fun with friends, of course. Every game is fun with friends. But when it comes down to the content, the only thing you had to do was death matches. Literally. Like, that was the only thing you had to do until they added like career paths and stuff. But bare bones, when it first came out, it got old pretty quickly. It was not fun after like a week of playing.
Game, probably. GTA 6 could let you follow that high roller life that 5 offers. Or maybe you could be an illegal street racer or a dealer. Maybe we could play as a police officer character. This was one of the original ideas for GTA Online.
Wait, really? We could be a cop and outlaw? Really? If that's true, that's crazy. They scrapped that? I would have liked that in the game. Shit. But yeah, nah, give us some fucking career paths in the next one, please. Let us like be different things. A cop, mechanic. If you want to be a thug, we can. Maybe get some sort of job. Like, let us do something, you know, instead of just having us really just do businesses that don't really mean much in the long run, or they get boring like very, very quickly. Because the businesses in GTA Online right now, they are definitely played out. Having a business every update, like I said in my like 2 videos ago, they're in that mode where it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So they just keep giving us a business over and over and over again every single update, and it's been played out for a long time. It's been played out for. Also, this video is most likely going on YouTube, so the video to this person's video will be the link to this person's video will be in the description for sure, because you gotta give them credit always.
Where you could either play as a criminal or as the police. Grand Theft Auto was about crime in a satirical world, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you always have to be the criminal, at least for a multiplayer mode. There would be so many different gameplay opportunities that would open up if you were able to play as the VCPD. Maybe like ongoing crime investigations, or like busts and takedowns. Maybe you could even plan, prep, and execute sting operations, or busts on a larger scale. I'm just spitballing here, but it would be awesome. Maybe you could even choose to play as a corrupt cop. These roles can have access to unique cars, and clothes, and guns. I know for a fact.
And that's another thing too. They got they bought the people that do 5M. So they should be able to do a lot of stuff with 6 when it comes to the online. There's no reason why we get the online next year and there's no career paths. They should definitely have career paths. There's a lot of stuff that they can put in GTA 6, especially with those people, because they're the whole reason why GTA 5 is still popular to this day with the roleplay. Implementing like things that people want to see in the game themselves instead of the actual people who created the game doing. It's just like, yeah. So we should definitely get a lot of good stuff in 6 when it comes to the online, for sure. For sure. There's no reason why we should not be able to get a lot of stuff in the online when it comes to career paths, different like things that we can do and interact with, different types of houses we can buy, like maybe put gas in our car, just all types of stuff, you know, better drifting handles, like just all kinds of things that people want to see.
The fact that plenty of people would have one character for each role. I would. But of course there's also the issue of the futuristic vehicles and weapons and such. As cool as they are, I just don't think they belong in a Grand Theft Auto. It almost cheapens it. The Oppressor was just a problem, and I hope it never returns.
Yes.
If it does, which it will, just don't give it weapons.
That's what I was saying in my video months ago. But people were talking about, oh no, I want the Oppressor, I want the Oppressor. Well, it was like a mix of like people saying they want the Oppressor, and then people saying, what are you talking about? No, the Oppressor is good. The Oppressor Mark II really ruined the experience for so many people in GTA Online. Like, it ruined the experience. A bike that could fly, that has missiles, moves fast and agile. It's hard to hit when you shoot like homing rockets at it. Like, bro, I've been killed by that shit so many times. It's just like it really ruined, and then it really ruined the online experience. And then they made it so that way everybody could get it by lowering the price by a lot. And it's like, bruh. So I am like, I remember somebody like a couple days ago, or at least like I think it was like a couple weeks ago, they was like, oh nah, we want flying vehicles like the Oppressor and the jet, or cause what else aircraft we gonna have? And I'm like, bro, did you forget that we have planes, we have helicopters, military choppers? Like, I get they're not as fast, but we do have other things to fly around with. If they're going to have another military base, decrease the spawn rate on the jet. If they're going to have jets in the game. If they don't have jets in the game, it is what it is. But if you want to have jets in the game, at least increase the spawn rate, so that way somebody can't get a jet, they get blown up in it, and they can just go right back up and immediately get another jet. I had that issue so many times where I would just be in a whole hour battle with somebody, just killing them out of a jet, and then they would go right back up, get another one that just immediately come after me, of course, because I'm the one killing them. It takes longer for that jet to spawn. That way they can't just get it automatically. But I definitely don't want to see another Oppressor in GTA 6, because that's not going to be good. And if you do have something similar, yes, like he said, take the rockets off. Just let it be a flying bike at that point. It doesn't need rockets. I just feel like it doesn't need rockets. It's a good video to get, a good vehicle to get from point A to point B. I don't feel like it needs rockets, to be honest.
Alright, problem solved. It's a flying motorcycle, okay? That's enough. I don't think the events of GTA Online are going to be canon. I hope they're not continuing the continuity of online. Let's just try and keep a consistent tone at the very least. Not all this big business stuff and this end of the world heist. Some is great, but it kind of blends together and it's kind of boring. You can do the businesses again, no problem. It's just the veneer of, oh, aren't I a big CEO for my big company? It doesn't work for me. I would prefer it to be more underhanded and not to have my criminal empire run out of the biggest building in the city, you know? Ever since Rockstar started
And then that's what I was saying too. Like every update does need a business. Like we could literally, there's some updates where they could easily just give us just straight missions, like just straight missions. Like I don't think the casino, when the casino update came out, I don't even think we got a business for that, right? If I remember correctly, I think that was just like you get a penthouse, we get a heist for the casino, and then they gave us some missions. If I'm correct, I'm not too sure, but I don't think they gave us a business for that. And that is something that's, like I said before, we didn't need a business for. I don't feel like we needed a business for that, but I can't remember correctly, so I don't know if I'm correct or wrong. If anyone knows, well, I'm pretty sure there's somebody who know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember getting a business for that update. And that's one of the ways I'm like, every update doesn't need a business. Just give us like some missions, just some more stuff to do besides it being a business, and we should be fine. Just like, and make it a reasonable amount of money that we get from doing those things, you know?
Bank, the price of goods in the game has risen substantially.
Oh yes,
vehicles are the most obvious example, but the multiple businesses and upgrades required to make them worth it all add up. Even
like back in 2000, when the game came out in 2013, the highest priced vehicle was the vehicle that was like the Bugatti, which is only $1 million. It was just $1 million. The second highest price was the Entity, which is supposed to be like the Koenigsegg. That was, I think, what was that, like 800K, 700K, something like that, or nine. It was one of those two, 800, 700, or 900, but it wasn't over $1 million. Like the prices were reasonable back then. A SUV would be like 30K. A SUV in 2024 is over $1 million. It makes no sense. The economy in this game has gotten so bad. I think it started back in like 2015, 16, if I'm correct. That's what I think. That's when they started like increasing the prices on like all the cars that they were coming out with. But they definitely, hopefully they find some sort of balance or find some sort of way to do the economy in 6 correctly, because it's gotten so bad on this game, but it's just gotten so bad.
Even the new weapons are overpriced, all because
true.
Rockstar A wanted to sell shark cards, and B couldn't balance their in-game economy. I will say that Rockstar has gotten better with this over time. Not only do shark cards give you more money for the same price now, but the price of new vehicles and businesses has dropped slightly in some areas and more dramatically in other areas.
I will say that in current GTA 2024, no one should be buying shark cards. I'm gonna be honest, no one should be buying shark cards. We like, bro, just wait for the next game. Like a lot of people, especially the bigger content creators, they all do duplication glitches or have somebody hack money to them. It's clear as day. That's why when they every time an update come out and they start buying stuff, you see them with billions upon billions of dollars because they did some sort of duplication glitch or somebody did some sort of hack to give them money. All of them have done it. Even I have done a couple of duplication glitches myself. So it's like, there's other ways to make money. You don't even need to spend money on this game anymore. I would say just save that for like 6, when 6 come out. And then if you want to spend the money reasonable, go ahead and do what you want to do. But this day and age, it's just like, bro, on this game, you don't need to, on a 11-year-old game, you don't need to buy shark cards. You don't need to buy shark cards.
At the peak of the madness, you would get new vehicles coming in at like $3 to $6 million. Newer vehicles float between like $1 to $3 million, maybe like 3.5, which isn't bad considering how much money you can make now. If they can somehow balance the economy in GTA 6.
That's exactly what I was talking about right there. The SUV over being $1.1 million, a car that no one is wanting to buy. Who wants this? Like, who wants to buy this car unless you're just somebody who just likes collecting cars? But other than that, who is going to buy and use this car? Nobody. Nobody. Like, bruh, that price should be decreased by at least half, if anything. Like, I don't know why that's $1 million. It makes no sense.
That unremarkable cars are not priced at like over $1 million. That would be ideal.
Back then it was only 30K.
Less money, sure, but you wouldn't need nearly as much to spend on things. That's a difficult undertaking though, so I'm not expecting too much. I just don't want the stupid mundane grind that goes into making money. The game also just needs to be worth playing for its gameplay. And not just the promise of if you make more money, you can buy this other business, which you can use to make more money
to buy the next business,
to buy this other business,
and it's just the same.
Finally,
it's the same cycle over and over again. It's the same cycle on repeat. A business come out, you make money in the business, you get all this money, and the money is going to be used to buy the next business, and then you do the same thing in that business, and then you buy the next business. It's just a literal cycle. It's just a cycle. The one business that I really did like that they recently came out with is the shipyard business, because that business, not only did it do like a little repo where we can repo cars and get some decent amount of money off it, but it gave us mini car heists that we could do by ourselves. It at least gave us something. Then along with that came drifting and drag racing. That was one of the best like updates that they really did in a while. So something like that, having a business, I can understand. But like I said, the bike business is just useless. It's literally just useless. I don't think anybody's doing the business with, what was it, like the Coke or Rita, whatever. No one's doing that business no more. No one's doing the other business with the cars where we gotta go get cars and then like sell like 3 cars in one big truck. I don't think anyone's even doing that one anymore. There's a lot of businesses nobody's touching no more.
Game just needs to be worth playing solo.
They're not
and should
worth it
include
anymore.
any and all quality of life improvements that
Wait,
have
what
been
did you
made
say?
so far in 5, etc. Finally, the game just needs to be worth playing solo.
Yes,
and
that's
should
what
include
I
any
was
and all
saying.
quality
Yes,
of life improvements
yes,
that have been made
yes.
so far in 5.
Yes, they need to give us more options to play things solo. That's also what I was saying in my video of like things that I want to see in GTA 6. Solo play. Not everyone has someone to play with. Not everyone wants to play with randoms. Not everyone has their friends on at the moment, so they just want to just get on and do things by themselves. Always give us an option to start things solo. Always give us that option. There's no reason why we should be forced to play things with other people unless it's like a PvP mode. That I understand. But if it's PvE missions, heists, like I said, the mini car heist is an example of us playing something solo. Allow us to play everything, every kind of mission solo. We shouldn't have to have people to play with in order to play these missions.
We think that's a given, but you never know. We were only given the ability to do everything in an invite-only session in 2022. It's honestly the most
that's
fun
another
way to
thing.
play for me.
That's another thing. That's another thing. When these businesses came out before that update, we literally had to be in an online-only session. I mean, an online-only session. A public lobby. I mean to say, we literally had it. It would say you can't be a CEO. Go to a public lobbies in order to be a CEO. That was the only way to do the businesses that they were coming out with, because they wanted people to mess with you. They wanted people to destroy your product that you was trying to deliver and get like $1 million off of. They wanted people to bother you. And that happened to even me before too, where I had people come over and flying bikes and jets, and I would be trying to deliver all the cargo I had to make like a couple mil, and it would get destroyed. So yeah, that was, I'm glad that they did that. That was like a quality of life change where they allowed us to play in private only and invite only sessions, because bruh, we needed that badly.
Got to blow your stuff up so you make less money. So overall, that's what I mean when I say GTA 6's online mode needs to be different.
Yeah.
Online has a lot of content, but it's not very deep at all. And that's what I wanted. Some depth. And that's the end of that incoherent rant from me. If you made it to the end of this video, what's wrong with you? Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Take it sleazy.
This was a good video though. I like this video. This is a really good video. I enjoyed this. Like I said, I'll put the video in the description for anybody who wants to watch this too. But I agree with the like basically everything he was saying, to be honest. Like, we definitely need GTA 6 to be way better, and it should be definitely different than GTA 5, and they need to stray away from the whole business thing in GTA 6, because we don't need businesses that much. We really don't. We need career paths, better customization for our characters. We need things to do when the online comes out, so that way it doesn't get like boring very quickly. Like, bro, we need a lot of different things from GTA 5. So hopefully they do that, and hopefully they give us a lot of things to do, and that way we can all just be satisfied and just be playing the game for years to come. So yeah, but this was a good video. I enjoyed this video. This was actually a pretty good video.